A baby-faced Ivy League student in court facing charges in a sensational crime.
He's shocked, again, like all of us.
It all started with the grisly shooting death of Charlie Tan's father, Jim Tan, a wealthy business owner in the upscale Rochester, New York suburb of Pittsford. Jim, his wife Jean, and their son Charlie, a student at Cornell, a family that moved from Canada looking to live the American dream.
Probably the most affluent community we have here in the Rochester area.
And then came this hysterical call to 911.
911 center, what is the address of the emergency?
Cops arrive at the Tan home where they find Jim Tan lying under his desk in the study of their lavish home, blasted with a 12-gauge shotgun.
The shotgun was placed next to his face. His face was obliterated while he was still alive.
Cops find his wife Jean waiting outside with their son Charlie. Then a family's dark secrets spill out. Jean had shown signs of physical abuse.
One day she's fine and she's well, and the next day she has an injury. I bumped my head, you know, the classic cliche excuses.
Just weeks before her husband's murder, an apparently terrified Jean called 911.
Are you injured?
Yes, he choked me and I'm so scared. Please,
You want an ambulance?
help. Oh, you call me.
Then, just 1 week after that 911 call, something happened that sent Charlie scurrying back to his parents' home from his dorm, where he reportedly told his football coach,
I told him, Coach, I won't be here for weightlifting tomorrow. And his coach said, you know, what's wrong? He said, I got some things I got to do and, you know, get home.
Then comes his father's murder, and police are stunned when cops say Charlie Tan, a young man with the brightest of futures, confesses to pulling the trigger.
They asked where his dad was. He said he's dead, he's upstairs, I had to do it, he was going to hurt my mom.
Jean corroborates her son's story.
Jean Tan says my son did it. Charlie agrees that he did it. He directs the sheriffs to the location where the weapon is found.
But cops say something else about the story Charlie and his mom lay out doesn't exactly add up. When cops arrive at the scene, the blood was dry and there was an odor of decay, as if the body had been there longer than what Charlie and his mom reported.
You knew this was not a fresh murder.
That was the first indication.
And it appeared that the family dog had actually started to bite and nibble at as flesh.
The looming question, did Charlie kill his father to protect his mother? Or was he taking the rap? Did an allegedly abused wife simply snap?
It looked like an assassination or an execution.
Investigators could find no evidence indicating Jean pulled the trigger, but they claimed to have a mountain of circumstantial evidence pointing straight at Charlie.
It was a shock. It wasn't what we were expecting.
Including this surveillance video of Charlie attempting to buy a shotgun at Walmart. It's the same day he left school in a hurry, but because Charlie's not a U.S. citizen, he was turned away. Investigators say not long afterward, Charlie's friend bought the weapon, the same gun used to later murder Jim Tan.
We believe he loaded it because his fingerprints are on the ammunition. Came home and essentially ambushed his father as he sat at his desk.
The case goes to court in what would become the most sensational and dramatic trial Rochester, New York had ever seen. His attorney argues Charlie is covering up for his mom, claiming the forensic evidence shows his father had been dead long before Charlie called the cops and confessed to the murder.
There's far more evidence to support the fact that she did it than Charlie did it.
After a month of hearing testimony, the jury was deadlocked and the judge declared a mistrial. Then, about a month later, the judge makes a jaw-dropping announcement.
The case is dismissed.
And the judge declares there is not enough evidence against Charlie to justify a new trial.
This is an egregious error.
No one is held accountable for Jim Tan's murder. But now, 2 years after the case was dismissed, Charlie is facing new charges. The 21-year-old nabbed while crossing the Canadian border into the U.S. for a friend's wedding.
I don't think anybody expected to be in court on Charlie Tan this weekend.
The smoking gun? That's security footage, first showing Tan attempting to buy a weapon, then allegedly using the weapon purchased by his friend to kill his dad. It's otherwise known as a straw purchase, and it's a federal crime. That friend is not facing any charges related to the purchase of the gun, which would mean that he struck a deal with prosecutors.
It could be a good indication that this accomplice is going to be the witness against my client.
Tan pleaded not guilty to the new charges, including receiving a firearm with the intent to commit a crime and making false statements during the purchase of the firearm. If convicted, Charlie could face more than 10 years in prison or be deported to his native country, Canada.
You can watch our entire three-part investigation into the Charlie Tan case right now on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. We will, of course, follow this current case and bring you the very latest right here on the show and at CrimeWatchDaily.com. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at CrimeWatchDaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.